It started with a voice note. We hadn't heard from Emily in 3 days. Not since she vanished during a weekend camping trip to Windermere State Forest. The police had been called. Her parents were distraught. And the five of us, me, Jason, Brooke, Maya, and Lily, were left stuck in this surreal limbo, watching the group chat in silence, waiting for news no one could give. Then, on Tuesday night at 1:13 a.m., a new message appeared. Emily. Hey guys, I made it back, smiley face. Asterisk, voice message, 012. I was the first to see it. I had insomnia that week, not uncommon for me, and was scrolling half mindlessly through our old messages when the notification popped up. My first reaction was relief. My heart leapt. I clicked the voice message without thinking, expecting Emily's usual bubbly voice, maybe an exhausted apology for worrying us, something like, "Ugh, you guys, you're not gonna believe what happened." But that's not what I heard. Instead, it was 12 seconds of static. Not complete white noise. There was something under it. A breath? A whisper? I replayed it 5 times, holding my phone to my ear. On the 5th listen, I thought I heard a faint voice say, "I didn't mean to go." The hair on the back of my neck lifted. I texted the group immediately. Me. Anyone else just get that voice message from Em? Brooke. You just saw it. That's not her, right? She doesn't talk like that. Maya. I couldn't understand it. Sounded like a bad recording. Jason. Is it really her? I thought her phone was found in her tent. He was right. The police report had mentioned that Emily's phone, backpack, and even her shoes were left behind. The tent had been zipped shut from the inside. How had she sent a voice message? The next morning, the voice message was gone. I woke up around 8 a.m., went back into the chat, and it had vanished. Only the text message remained. Hey guys, I made it back, smiley face. But now it looked off. The smiley face had changed. Subtle, but unmistakable. It wasn't a typical colon parenthesis. It was some Unicode emoji I'd never seen before. A crooked, glitching thing. Tilted. Like a corrupted character. Jason. Did she delete the message? Me. It was there last night. I heard it. Lily. You think someone hacked her account? I checked the group info. Emily's number was still listed. Still active. Still had her name and profile photo. A candid shot of her from last summer. Hair caught mid-laugh by the wind. Forest behind her. That same forest. Something about the trees in the background started to bother me. By noon that day, we got another message. Emily. You guys coming back out? No one replied. For a long moment, the chat stayed still. Then Lily typed. Lily. Where are you? The typing bubbles began immediately. Emily is typing. We watched the 3 dots hover for almost a full minute. Then they disappeared. Then reappeared. Then vanished again. Finally, one word came through. Under. That night, Jason called a group video chat. We all joined. None of us had slept well, and we looked at dark circles, drawn faces, tension like a 6th participant in the call. We rewatched the original voice note I had saved to my phone. I screen recorded it the night it arrived. But now, the file was distorted. Each time we played it, it changed slightly. Sometimes it ended after 2 seconds. Sometimes it stretched past 15. Sometimes the whisper was louder. Jason ran it through some audio software. He's a sound engineer. He isolated the waveform, cleaned up the static. Then he stopped cold and turned pale. Guys, there's a second voice. He clicked play again. This time we all heard it. She's with us now. The next day, Jason dropped out of the chat completely. No explanation. No call. Just gone. At first, we thought he was just freaked out, understandably so. The voice analysis shook all of us, but Jason looked like it broke something in him. He just said, "That's not her," and left the call. We figured he needed time. But then he stopped answering texts. Stopped opening messages. Stopped posting anything. By nightfall, we started getting worried. Maya called him 5 times. No answer. Then Lily messaged the group. Lily, has anyone seen Jason today? Brooke. I drove by his apartment after class. His car's in the lot. Lights off. Me. Maybe he's just sleeping? Lily. His Instagram says he was active 4 minutes ago. We stared at the notification. Jason wasn't texting us, but he was somewhere online. An hour later, another voice message came through. From Emily's account again. Voice message 004. This time, we all listened together. On speaker. With the volume up. It started with the sound of running water. Then a low scraping noise. Like something being dragged across concrete. Then, barely audible, Jason's voice. Guys, don't answer her. Click. Silence. I dropped my phone. Maya screamed. Brooke started crying, and Lily kept repeating, "That was Jason. That was Jason." The voice message disappeared a minute later. Just blink, gone. Emily's profile photo changed, too. It was still her. But the background was completely black now, and her eyes were looking directly at the camera. We called the police that night. Told them everything. Not about the voice messages, not about the chat. That would have sounded insane. Just that Jason hadn't been heard from in over 24 hours, and that we were seriously worried. An officer did a wellness check. He called Brooke afterward, since she was listed as Jason's emergency contact from college. She put the call on speaker for all of us. We didn't find anyone inside. The door was locked, but his phone was charging on the kitchen counter, and there was a message on his fridge, written in black marker. What did it say? Brooke asked, voice trembling. One word, the officer said. Under. That was the moment we knew this wasn't just some hacked account or twisted prank. Something was happening. Something that had started in Windermere State Forest. Something that had followed us home. I dug through my photos from that weekend. We'd only taken a few shots before everything went wrong. Before Emily left the tent that night and never came back. In one of the pictures, I noticed something strange. A shape behind her in the woods. At first glance, it looked like a shadow, but it had no source. The sun was to our left. The trees were too sparse for anything to cast that kind of silhouette. And it was too straight, like a vertical slit in reality itself. A tear in the world. And now that shape was in Emily's new profile picture, too just barely visible behind her head, like a vertical smear of night. We decided to confront it. Not because we were brave, because we were desperate. We drove out to Windermere Friday afternoon. The four of us left, Maya, Brooke, Lily, and me. No one else knew. Not the police, not our parents. We parked near the old ranger station and followed the same trail we took the day Emily disappeared. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. No birds. No wind. Just that thick, unnatural hush that presses in on your ears. It took us an hour to reach the clearing. The remnants of our old campsite were still there, tent flattened, ashes of the fire pit cold and undisturbed. No sign of Emily. But as we stood in a circle, looking around, Brooke's phone buzzed. Emily. You came back, smiley face. Then Maya's phone lit up. A call from Jason. She answered it on speaker. We crowded around her. Jason, she said. There was a pause. Then a whisper. Don't go under. The call dropped. We all looked at each other. No one moved. Then Lily pointed to the base of a nearby tree. Something carved into the bark. Under. An arrow, pointing toward a gap in the brush. There was a narrow trail we'd never seen before, hidden beneath hanging branches. Freshly disturbed. Recently used. We hesitated. Then, without a word, we started walking. The trail narrowed the farther we walked. At first, it looked like a game path, low branches, broken twigs, half-hidden roots. But soon it became something else. The trees grew thicker, pressing in from both sides like walls. The light dimmed. The air turned damp and heavy, as if we were descending underground without realizing it. No one spoke. Not because we didn't want to, because we couldn't. The deeper we went, the more wrong everything felt. Like words didn't belong here. And then, finally, we found it. Or rather, her. Emily. She was standing in the clearing. But she wasn't alone. At first, we thought it was just a trick of the light. Maybe shadows or leaves or something swirling in the mist. But as we stepped closer, we saw them, figures. Lining the trees. Dozens of them. Perfectly still. Faceless. No, that's not right. They had faces. But not their own. They wore other people's, too large or too small, stretched like wet paper across bone. Some had faces that looked familiar. One of them wore a smile I could swear I'd seen in a school photo. Another had a nose just like Jason's. And another had my eyes. Brooke whimpered. Maya turned to run. But Lily grabbed her arm. We came for Emily, she whispered. We're not leaving without her. Emily didn't move. She stood barefoot on the forest floor, wearing the same clothes she had on the night she disappeared. Her shirt was torn at the collar, her jeans streaked with something dark and sticky. I stepped forward. It's us. You're okay now. We're here. She turned her head slowly. Her face was blank, expressionless. Then she smiled. But not her smile. It stretched too far, like someone had given her directions and she followed them badly. I told you not to come, she said. Her voice wasn't coming from her mouth. It was coming from all our phones. At once, our pockets buzzed. I pulled mine out. Emily, voice message 006. We hit play. I told you not to come, she repeated. And in the background, screaming. We tried to run, but the forest didn't let us. The path we came from was gone, swallowed up by darkness. Trees pressed together like a zipper had closed behind us. The air turned metallic, thick with the smell of copper and rot. And then something grabbed Maya. It happened too fast. 1 second she was beside me, the next she was gone, pulled backward into the trees. No scream, just a snap, like a branch breaking. We turned back, searched, shouted her name, but there was nothing, only silence. And then a new message. Maya, audio, 009. But Maya didn't have signal. None of us did. How was this happening? Lily played it first. Don't try to save me. She's already inside. We stared at each other in horror. Brooke collapsed to her knees. I was shaking so badly I could barely hold my phone. Emily was gone again. The figures had receded into the trees. All that remained was the quiet. And a direction. On one of the trees, written in something black and tarry. This way. We followed. We shouldn't have. But we were too deep now. Maya was missing. Jason was gone. And Emily, whoever or whatever she'd become, was leading us somewhere for a reason. We walked until we reached a cave. A low, yawning mouth in the base of a craggy hill. Its entrance was framed by tree roots and moss. And just above it, a handprint. Black and slick. Like something had crawled out. There was no wind inside. No sound. Just an endless, yawning dark. Lily stopped walking. I can't go in there, she said. I think that's where they come from. Then we stay here? Brooke asked. Wait for whatever took Maya to come back for us too? I stepped inside. Only a few feet. Just enough to see. The tunnel descended sharply. It wasn't natural, too smooth. There were symbols carved into the walls. Spirals. Teeth. And the word. Under. Again. Carved over and over. Hundreds of times. Then I saw the phone. Half buried in the dirt. It was Emily's. Same cracked screen. Same pink case. I picked it up, and it lit up. 20% battery. No passcode. Just one open app. Voice memos. There were dozens of recordings. All dated after she disappeared. I played the most recent one. Entry 47. Don't follow the sound. It's not me. It wears me, but it's not me. Tell them. Don't go under. Static. And then a new voice, faint but clear. You're already under. The phone went black. And from behind me, Lily screamed. Lily's scream echoed like it bounced off something not there. It didn't sound like panic. It sounded like she saw something that cracked her mind. I turned and bolted out of the cave, phone still in hand. She was standing in the clearing, eyes wide, pointing at the trees. But Brooke wasn't beside her anymore. Where did she go? I shouted. Lily couldn't speak. Her lips moved, but nothing came out. I ran to her, grabbed her shoulders. Lily, where is Brooke? She finally managed to whisper. They took her. It looked like me. My mouth went dry. What do you mean, looked like you? She turned slowly, her face pale and stiff. Whatever's in this forest, it's not just wearing Emily. We didn't know what to do. We were 2 people now, out of 5. Half the group was gone, swallowed by something that copied people, voices, phones, something that waited in the trees. We sat against the cave wall, trying to stay calm. I pulled out my phone again, checked the group chat. There was a new message. Emily. Bring them back. Attached was a photo. It was a screenshot of our video call from 3 days ago, the one where Jason isolated the whisper in Emily's voice memo. But now there were 6 people on screen. And the 6th square? It was all black. Just a faint outline. Watching. I didn't screenshot that, I said. None of us did. Lily stared at it. Then whispered, I think we're still on the call. I checked the call log. Ongoing call, 3 days, 19 hours. It had never ended. I wanted to scream. Instead, I opened Emily's phone again. Scanned through older voice memos. Some were garbled. Some were short, single breaths or fragments of song. But one file stood out. It was titled simply, The Truth. I hit play. There was silence at first. Then Emily's voice came through, clear, trembling. I think this forest is a mouth. Pause. It swallows people. And then, it keeps their echoes. It lets the echoes out sometimes. But only to call more in. She took a shaky breath. The thing that lives here, it's not hunting us. It's recording us. Repeating us. Trying us on like skin. And then, faintly. If you're hearing this, it already knows your voice. Click. Lily was staring at the cave, her face blank. What? I asked. I can hear her, she whispered. She's calling me. And before I could stop her, she walked into the cave. I chased after her. The tunnel twisted and dropped, descending far deeper than it should have. There was no light. My phone flashlight only illuminated a few feet ahead, the walls writhing with carvings that seemed to shift when I wasn't looking. I called Lily's name again and again. No answer. Then, suddenly, I heard my own voice echo back. But it wasn't me speaking. It was coming from deeper inside. Lily, don't trust it, my own voice shouted. I froze. It was repeating me, playing me back. Then something stepped into view. It looked like Lily. Same clothes, same hair, same soft voice. But her eyes were wrong, pitch black and swirling like oil on water. Come with me, she said. She's waiting. I backed away, held up my phone. I'm not falling for it, I said. But the thing smiled, tilting its head. You already have. The walls of the tunnel pulsed like lungs. I turned and ran. I don't know how I made it out. I don't even remember running. Just the feeling of the forest grabbing at me, branches like fingers, whispers in the leaves, the ground pulsing beneath my feet. I collapsed on the side of the road, sobbing and scraped, blood under my fingernails. My phone buzzed again. It was from Brooke. But Brooke was gone. Brooke. You left us behind. Attached was a photo of the trailhead. Taken now. My location. Something was watching me. Still watching me. And then the final voice message came through. Emily, voice, 012. I hesitated and played it. It's okay. Most people don't make it back the first time. You'll come back eventually. Then, in the background. Don't answer her. Don't open the door. Don't. It cut off. I looked up. There was a door standing in the middle of the road. A wooden, red-painted door. Freestanding. No frame. No hinges. Just there. And I could hear Emily's voice whispering from behind it. I stood in the middle of the road, staring at the impossible. The red door didn't belong. It had no wall, no house, no purpose. And yet it stood there, waiting, upright, solid, humming slightly like it had massive internal weight behind it. Emily's voice whispered from the other side. She said my name, not just once, over and over. Casey, Casey, Casey. It wasn't just sound. It pressed into me, like the syllables had fingers that reached inside my ribs and wrapped around my heart. I should have run. Instead, I stepped closer. My phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't Emily. It was from a new number. No contact name. No photo. Just a single message. Unknown. If you go through, you won't come back alone. I froze. Wind began to blow down the empty road. Trees shuddered. I looked around, still alone. But not alone. I looked back at the door. There was a second whisper now. Lower. Not Emily. Not human. I couldn't tell what it was saying, but I knew it wasn't meant for me. It was meant for something behind me. I turned slowly and saw her. Brooke. Or what was left of her. She wasn't bleeding. Wasn't broken. But something about her was deeply, horribly wrong. Her arms were stiff at her sides. Her eyes were wide and vacant, like doll eyes that had been placed in a human skull. She opened her mouth, but no sound came out. And then, my phone spoke. It opened the voice memo app on its own and played back something I hadn't recorded. Emily's voice. She's not dead. She's just overwritten. Brooke stepped forward. I backed away. The red door loomed behind me, and I realized. It wasn't just a door. It was a mirror. The surface rippled slightly, like heat haze, and when I looked closely, I saw my reflection and something behind it. A forest, but not this one. A darker version. Thicker. The trees there pulsed like veins. And something stood in the reflection. A shape in the trees. A silhouette made of recordings, dozens of overlapping mouths whispering endlessly. Faces stitched together in a flickering blur. It lifted its hand and mimicked my movement. I raised my arm. It did the same, only it had Emily's hand. Then my phone rang. Not buzzed. Rang. The screen said, Jason, incoming call. I didn't answer. I couldn't. The sound of the ringing echoed strangely, not just from my phone. From the woods. From inside the red door. From below my feet. Jason's voice came through voicemail. Casey, if you hear this, you need to burn the forest. All of it. Don't come looking for us. We're copies now. Copies of copies. Then static. Then, softly. You're not real either, are you? The call ended, and the world tilted. I felt my knees buckle. My vision blurred. The door pulsed, and something behind it, something massive, stepped forward. It wasn't Emily. It just wore her. I turned and ran. I don't know how I escaped. I remember the red door vanishing behind me with a pop, like a balloon underwater. I remember sprinting through the trees, branches tearing at my face, my lungs screaming for air. At some point, I made it to a gas station on the edge of the highway. I collapsed near the pump, still holding Emily's cracked phone. They took me in, called the cops, called my parents. I didn't tell them what really happened. I just said we got lost, that the others wandered off, that I panicked. They believed me, because the alternative was unthinkable. But the group chat still exists, and sometimes it still gets messages. 2 days ago, I woke up to a new ping. Emily, coming home soon. I stared at it for a long time. Then another. Brooke, tell Casey I forgive her. I deleted the app, but that didn't stop it. Because last night, my phone buzzed while I slept. And when I woke up this morning, there was a voice memo waiting for me. From my own number. Casey, voice message 013. I don't remember recording anything. I don't even remember unlocking my phone. But when I hit play, I heard my own voice say, "It's lonely under here, but not for long." Then, just before it ended, laughter. My laughter. Layered. Wrong. I moved back in with my parents. Deleted all social media. Changed my number. Tossed my phone. Didn't matter. The group chat came back anyway. On my mom's iPad. On the old laptop in the attic. On the smart fridge in the kitchen. Every screen in the house now has a notification I can't clear. 5 new messages from the forest chat. Last night, I opened the fridge to grab a drink. The touchscreen glowed. 1 new voice memo. It played automatically. Casey, it's time to open the door again. And as I stood in that kitchen, my reflection in the microwave smiled at me. But I wasn't smiling.